Welcome back. John Banks is still here. Okay, yes, what John Banks was a person that was in trouble. And John Banks knew he was a person that was in trouble and needed to make some adjustments in his lifestyle and how he was living and thinking to better himself. And as I proceeded to do the things that made me feel good, as I say before, reading, studying, self-development, I began to see changes around me because it wasn't you, it wasn't you, and it wasn't you, it was me. That's where the problem was. That's where the issues were. Because once I began to change, then everything else around me began to change. And it's still changing to this very day because on a daily basis, I feel myself improving, getting better and better, feeling better and better, having love in my heart and enjoying more and more. And it's just so great. Like I picked up the phone one day and began to call my siblings and just let them know, I'm just calling you to say that I love you. You know, I was just thinking about you and just called to say that I love you. And it just made me feel like, you know, that's great, you know, because you don't do that. It's something that you don't normally do. It's something that you kind of have to go out of your way to do, you know. And that's not much, but it's just something that you do. And as I shared that experience with some members of a prayer call that I get on every morning now, I didn't before, but I think it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now that I've been attending this prayer call and feel myself growing even more. But as I shared that with them, they were explaining to me that, you know, the thought was, can you imagine how the other person felt when I called them up? And I thought about it. Yeah, they were laughing, and I could actually feel the joy that they were feeling from me just uttering those three little words to them. Just sharing the love with someone just makes such a big difference. You know, you can't keep it all bottled up. You gotta, you know, share with somebody. And that's something that I've been learning to do with my life because I've always enjoyed, not always, but for the most part of my life, I felt that life was something that you shared with people, you know, whether you shared it with one individual, whether you shared it with a multitude of individuals. It was something that needed to be shared. And it's in the sharing of life that we learn about one another. We learn about what makes this person and what makes that person and what makes you the person that you are. So as I began to study the self-development and see the changes that were going on in my life, it began to make me feel like this is a good thing and I need to share it. And I would try to do it, but I was unable to sit for long periods and not get a look on my face like, "Mm." I remember I was on a boardroom once. A boardroom is one of the My Video Talk suite products, and it allows individuals, up to 16 individuals, and I know this is going to sound like a commercial, but I got a reason for why I'm saying this. It allows up to 16 people to work together in video. So you got like 16 squares where each person has their video camera on and you can interact with each one and each other. So I was on this boardroom and out of habit, I began to rub my shoulder because my shoulder was hurting. And I remember someone saying, okay, John, you want to talk about your shoulder? And I stopped. And I'm looking around at all the faces and realizing, you know, all eyes are on me because you're rubbing your shoulder. But before I could say anything, someone else say, no, we don't want to talk about John's shoulder, which was fine with me, but it made me conscious of the fact that people were watching me. And that pained look, that rubbing of my shoulder, it was drawing their attention to that. And I didn't want to do that. So I had to hold back. And I didn't want to, but I wanted to share with you the accomplishment, what brought me out, what made me feel like a new person, what made me feel like I have to end this right now. God bless you. Peace. Till the next time.